Thank you. Thank you. Will Bartlett, once again, ladies and gentlemen, on the keyboard, on that beautiful Steinway piano. And the whole band, actually. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to introduce them later. Please, no cameras or anything. Some of these are wanted men. No, I'm only kidding. You know, it occurs to me, my father worked with Nat King Cole, with Frank Sinatra, with countless other people, but one of his absolute favorites was Ella Fitzgerald. Now, let's give Ella a big hand. Ella was a very close friend of our family, as we were of her family, and my father and Ella had a very close personal, of course, and professional relationship. And they recorded something called the George and Ira Gershwin Songbook over about an 18-month period between 1958 and 1959. And I believe that was one of my father's crowning achievements, as well as Ella's. My father's favorite album was Only the Lonely, with Frank Sinatra, of course. But in any case, George and Ira Gershwin Songbook comprised 60 selections. And I asked my father once, 5 long-playing records in a collection. And now it's on CD, of course. But I asked my father once, I said, how did you decide which songs from the catalog of George and Ira Gershwin you were going to use and which you weren't going to use? And he said that was easy. The hard part was what we weren't going to use, because they wrote so many wonderful songs. Further to that, Ella was going out on tour with Count Basie and his orchestra in the summer of 1959, and they were going to open at a famous jazz club in Chicago called the Blue Note. And my father, she was going to do a lot of these numbers off of George and Ira Gershwin Songbook, and it occurred to my father that he hadn't written a band number, an instrumental, for Count Basie and his orchestra to play, so he creatively titled this Basie at the Blue Note, but here it is. Here's what he wrote.